coverage in the National Football League brings us to State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, where the sound of the big red siren signals it is time for football. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Arizona Cardinals. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Cardinals making their way out, and it's the #1 overall pick in 2019, Kyler Murray at the helm.
And when you watch him play, all you think about is how dynamic he is. He can beat you with his arm and his legs. Threw for over 20 touchdowns for the first time since 2021. Fully healed from a knee injury a couple of seasons ago. He's got his team thinking big in 2025.
Is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Now this time, Murray to throw it. Open man is Marvin Harrison Jr. That'll give him 8 that time. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
That's a gain of 8.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
They'll run for the first time with Amari DiMercato. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Here is 3rd and 5. Murray now. Down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And a year ago when he was drafted, it felt like Central casting Bo Nix coming to the NFL ready to roll, and he surpassed all expectations a season ago and threw for nearly 30 touchdown passes as a rookie. Fell just short with 29, but a huge piece of his team's future.
They'll go play action with Nix. That's complete to Troutman right side. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 10. First down, Broncos.
Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage, came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And this one is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. On play action, here's Nix. He'll get that complete to Franklin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 11 yards for number 11.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
16 yards. And the Broncos first down.
2 carries for him now on the opening drive, both for good yardage.
And based on film study, they thought that there was a chance to spring him more than once for some pretty good yardage in this game.
Right back to Dobbins on 1st. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a nice job there, foiling what all offenses try to do, which is control the defensive end in the running game. They want to get to the outside, and if he keeps himself free, stays on his feet, he can make a play just as he did there.
Now it's Nix. That's taken in by Franklin. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
First down, Denver.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. To throw, here's Nix. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. From 10 yards out. And the Broncos put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Will Lutz on for the point after. he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score. Broncos 7.
That time a 9-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And able to get this out to the 25. So the Cardinals offense back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Play fake. Murray. Pass complete there to Harrison. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
18. That's good for a Cardinals first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
The give is to DeMercado. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On play action, it's Murray. And the Broncos get there and take him down. DJ Jones busting through to get him for a loss of 6. Well, it looked like they were trying to get him outside there, but this defense had different plans.
Yeah, they really had an outside-in kind of a pass rush. It's almost like when you're covering a punt. You can't let him get to the outside and get to the sideline. You force him to stay in the middle of the field, and they did exactly that and made the play.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Finding his target, it's Trey McBride. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's Nix. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Nix from the shotgun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have have a Broncos first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Nix. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 36. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Here's 2nd and 10. Nix to throw again. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 26. A nice pickup there, 10 yards.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
Throwing Nix. Wide open receiver complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 25 yards that time.
1st and goal, Denver.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. To throw is Nix. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
That's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense is quicker.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From 28 yards out. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no wind. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Nice little juke. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun, here's Murray. He will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage are so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
He'll get this to DeMarcano.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 46, here's the 2nd and 9. On the handoff, it's DeMarcano. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
Murray going to throw. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a 1st down.
That's good for a Cardinals 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
On 3rd down, he obviously wants to throw the football, but there's nowhere to go with it, so he takes off and goes. And now does he get to the 1st down marker? He blows right past it and picks up big yardage. Partner, that's a great bit of improvisation.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
A gain of 12 yards. That's another Cardinals. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. 10-0 our score. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Murray. They'll set up the screen to DeMarcano. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Amari DeMarcano from 4 yards out. And the Cardinals are back within a score.
All drives that result in points hurt a defense, but when they are the sustained variety, play after play, and they just can't get off the field and stop them, that can be demoralizing.
Chad Ryland now to add the PAT. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now.
Makes the score. Broncos
So that
10,
drives 7 plays in
7.
length. And it winds up in a touchdown for Arizona. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And Denver getting set to take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Just a gain of a couple there, and that'll make it second down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
3rd and 13.
Third down and 13. Nix to the air. Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to throw. Nix. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll come up now 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Here's Nix once more. Throw left side complete. That's Franklin. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. He's into space past the 25. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one.
And the Broncos first down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Courtland Sutton as the first half is winding down. And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime. Lutz to try to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And Courtland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
10 yards.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Murray now to throw. Got his man. It's Dortch. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. A final shot before half from Murray. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And a flag comes out as that is batted down and incomplete. But I think there was early contact. Let's check the call. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one unless there's another defensive penalty.
So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. A give up the middle to Dobbins to about the 48-yard line.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now Dobbins again on second down. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Working out of the gun is Nix. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
I had to do a double take on that one, Brandon, because so far in this game, we haven't seen many of his passes fall incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, here's Nix. And he is caught. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
This is where you can try and get a tight end in space. They like this matchup, so they're going to let their 2 receivers to his outside run simple little short routes, hoping to suck up the secondary. And that'll free up space for their tight end on a corner route to make a big play.
They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Now it's Nix. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Denver has the first down. The play going for 15 yards.
First down, Denver.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A stoppage here for an injury, and not what you want to see. J.K. Dobbins in a little bit of pain after that last play. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Second and 6 with the ball on the 7. Looking to throw. Nix. Touchdown! Evan Ingram from 6 yards away. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now up to 14.
Broncos 24.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that can make this a 3-possession game.
Flush to his right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Running right on the action is Murray. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down. Not the start to the drive they were looking for. That run doesn't do much at all.
No, not at all, and it leaves them with 3rd and long. And you know, this is the time of game where these drives really, really start to matter. They've got to make some moves.
Now Murray. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. looking to put a drive together. Off the play fake, Nix completes it to Evan Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's Nix. Open man right side is Ingram. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 34.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
From the 9, 2nd and 5. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, partner, it was a passing game that drove them down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took them home.
And they trust their offensive line as well because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Murray. Oh, it's a screen pass. It's complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And Murray in trouble here, and down he goes. Nick Bonito coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting set for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive? Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the move past the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. This drive starts with 2 steps forward and now 1 back. A pair of first downs, and here a loss of yardage. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And this is Sutton making the catch on a comeback route. 14 yards that time for number 14. Well, clear running situation, trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Here's a give to Dobbins. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 22-yard line.
Back to throw. Nix. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. J.K. Dobbins. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Broncos up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Cardinals 10.
So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends with a Denver touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
A beautiful fake. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
To throw, it's Murray. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over, try to identify what's working, and keep it going.
Well, that last sack puts Murray and the Cards in a tough spot, 3rd and long. Back to throw. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Murray's got to have this one. Looking downfield for Jones. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff for Dobbins. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Baron Browning, the one who brought him down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. That's the NFL vet Calais Campbell coming in and dragging him down.
The downside for the defense is that they're dealing with a team that's in their red zone, but the upside, not much room to work with for the offense. Fewer windows in the zone for them to throw into. Tough for a quarterback to get a throw off before the pressure ends up getting to him.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this from 34. The kick by Lutz is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Will Lutz to
following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Nifty move. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Well, the football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. Running, DeMercado. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that 4th down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Broncos.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. Dobbins trying the left side. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And they run the option on 2nd down. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Throwing Nix. And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4. Still 3 yards short. 4th down.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Murray, one final try. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Glendale.